In the summer of 1518, an eerie phenomenon swept through the streets of Strasbourg, a small town in the Holy Roman Empire. This event would baffle historians and scientists for centuries to come. It started innocently enough. One woman stepped into the square and began to dance. Her movements were fluid and graceful, almost as if she were performing for an unseen audience. But what happened next would go down in history as one of the most bizarre events ever recorded. The woman continued to dance, seemingly oblivious to the growing crowd around her. At first, the townsfolk were amused. They gathered around, clapping and cheering, thinking it was some sort of spontaneous performance. Here was a woman lost in rhythm, twirling to music only she could hear. Her feet moved with a life of their own, and her face showed a mix of joy and desperation. But as hours turned into days, her dancing didn't stop. The initial amusement turned into concern as the woman showed no signs of fatigue. Her movements became frantic, her body trembling with exhaustion, yet she couldn't stop. It was as if she were under a spell, compelled to dance against her will. Within a week, dozens of townspeople had joined her. The square was filled with people dancing uncontrollably, their faces a mix of ecstasy and agony. Men, women, and even children were caught in the strange grip of this compulsive dancing. It was as if the entire town had been bewitched. They swayed, spun, and leapt through the streets as if possessed. The energy was both mesmerizing and terrifying. As days turned into weeks, the dancing plague grew deadly. The relentless movement took a toll on their bodies. Exhaustion, dehydration, and even heart attacks claimed the lives of many. The once lively square became a scene of tragedy. But still, they couldn't stop. Their bodies moved involuntarily, driven by an unseen force. It was as though an invisible force compelled them to dance until their bodies gave out. The authorities were baffled. They had never seen anything like it. What was causing this strange affliction? Was it a curse, a punishment from God? Theories and rumors spread like wildfire. Some physicians suggested overheated blood as the cause, while others turned to more superstitious explanations. The lack of a clear answer only added to the fear and confusion. In desperation, the town organized public prayers and hired musicians, believing that the dancers needed to dance it out to cure themselves. They hoped that by playing music, they could somehow control the chaos. But the music only seemed to fuel the frenzy. The dancers became even more frantic, their movements more erratic. Modern historians and scientists have proposed their own theories. The mystery of the dancing plague has intrigued scholars for generations. Some suggest the townspeople were victims of ergot poisoning, a hallucinogenic mold found in rye bread. This mold could cause severe hallucinations and muscle spasms. Others believe it was mass hysteria, triggered by stress and the harsh conditions of the time. The people of Strasbourg were living in a period of extreme hardship and uncertainty. To this day, the dancing plague of 1518 remains one of history's most mysterious events. The exact cause is still debated, and it continues to be a subject of fascination. Was it a strange disease, a psychological phenomenon, or something we still can't explain? The truth may never be fully known. One thing is certain, it left its mark on history and on Strasbourg. The town will forever be remembered for this inexplicable event. What do you think caused the dancing plague of 1518? Was it a natural phenomenon, a psychological outbreak, or something more sinister? Let me know in the comments below. Your thoughts and theories are always welcome. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more historical mysteries. Stay curious and keep exploring the past.